Welcome to episode 3 of Reezy Does It, where today we'll be discussing best male R&B groups of the 80s and 90s. And the choices would be Jodeci, New Edition, BBD, Guy, Tony, Boys to Men, H-Time, and Mint Condition. And we got a special guest joining the Reezy Does It podcast today. Baby girl, better known as Elisa. But she goes by Lily. What up, Lily?
How you doing, T Reezy?
What's going on? How your week been? How everything been going with you?
It's been a good week.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. So look, we gonna go on and get into it. So first on the list is it's in no particular order. We're not ranking them by this list. But first is Jodeci. And Jodeci put out albums like Forever My Lady, Diary of a Madman, The Show, The After Party, The Hotel. And hits by Jodeci would include Stay, Forever My Lady, Come and Talk to Me, Cry for You, Fiendin', Freaking You. Anything I left out, Lily? Anything you could think of?
You said some good ones. I can't really think of anymore.
Okay. Well, where would you rank Jodeci on the list? Is Jodeci one of your favorites out of these groups?
Jodeci is one of my favorites.
Okay. So Jodeci, they from Charlotte, North Carolina. I remember Jodeci jumping in the scene, I say around 92 or something with the Forever My Lady.
That's it right there.
Yeah, Jodeci is one of the strongest groups on here. Devontae Swing is a really great producer. He produced Tupac, I Came to Bring the Pain, and many other hits. Casey and JoJo branched off to do their own thing. They did a hell of a job doing that. Yeah, Jodeci is pretty hard to fade on here. I know a lot of the listeners are gonna choose Jodeci. But second here, we got New Edition. And some hits by New Edition would include Candy Girl, Cool It Now, Mr. Telephone Man, My Secret, Lost in Love, If It Isn't Love, Any Heartbreak, Can You Stand the Rain, Boys to Men, Not My Kind of Girl, and many more. What do you think about New Edition, Lily?
I mean, they're like the original. So you got to give them props for making the R&B boy band of that time.
Yeah, New Edition to OGs. I agree. And you know, New Edition had many stars. You got Ralph Tresvant, you got Johnny Gill, Belle Biv DeVoe, and Bobby Brown. So
E. Brown.
Right.
Yeah.
So hits by Ralph Tresvant in his solo career would include Sensitivity. He had another song on a soundtrack, More Money, More. What was that?
More Money. Oh yeah, the More Money.
More Money.
Yep, and that was Money Can't Buy You Love.
Money Can't Buy You Love. There you go. Hell yeah, that was a good song. I love that song by Ralph Tresvant.
Very good song.
And Johnny Gill branched out to bring us Rub You the Right Way and My, and many more. And then you got Bobby Brown. You know, Bobby Brown, I don't even know where to begin with Bobby. Bobby got,
Bobby definitely made his mark. I mean, his first solo album, the whole album was tight. Very good.
It sure was. You got hits like Don't Be Cruel, My Prerogative, Roni, Rock With You, Every Little Step. Bobby did his thing, Bobby did his thing when he branched off. And then you got BBD. Let's go ahead and jump on into BBD. BBD is another group on the list here. So BBD brought you hits like Poison, Do Me, I Thought It Was Me, Dope, When Will I See You Smile Again? What do you think about BBD, Lily?
BBD was definitely one of my favorites. They brought the hip hop.
Hip hop smoothed
So
out with an R&B tip with a pop feel appeal to it.
yeah, Poison, classic,
Classic,
right?
classic. Everybody know Poison, right?
Yep. And they had a
Yeah,
few slow jams too.
they did. They did. They
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah,
So Michael Biffin showed us he could sing.
he sure did. You know what? Let's go back to New Edition. They deserve more burn than that. So look, New Edition. What's some of your favorite songs by New Edition that I mentioned?
Man, can you stand the rain?
Can You Stand the Rain?
Not my type of girl.
Absolutely. Mr. Telephone Man, that was my John. Lost in Love, that was a good song.
Lost in Love was a real good one.
If It Isn't Love, Any Heartbreak.
Man, they had some good ones. And you can see the growth. And what I like is now they're all coming back together. They're bringing all their separate, talents, but they're coming back together and they showing us they can still do it. So,
Absolutely. And they brought us the song Boys to Men before Michael Bivins brought us Boys to Men. You did.
yeah, yep.
Yeah. So New Edition, man, they the OGs of this thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now
Gotta give them their props.
you gotta give them their props. Now next we gonna get into maybe my favorite group on the list. But I can't put them above New Edition because New Edition are OGs. But I will say this. I might can relate to this group more than any other group on the list, and that is God. Teddy Riley, Aaron Hall, and Aaron's Hall brother Damon. So God, the first album was self-titled Guy. The second album was The Future. And Guy brought us hits like Groove Me, Teddy's Jam, You Can Call Me Crazy, Piece of My Love, I Like, Spend the Night, Goodbye Love, Let's Chill, Fantasy. What you think about Guy, Lily?
Man, Guy is great because Teddy Riley brought his own style to it, New Jack Swing.
Yes, he did.
And he basically also inspired a lot of groups.
He did. Teddy Riley did a lot of production for people like Albie Sure, Keith Sweat, Bobby Brown. And the list goes on and on, man. Teddy brought that Harlem swag. Teddy from Harlem, New York. He brought that Harlem swag and he gave it and blessed a lot of artists with it. He also did that I'm So Into You for SWV. He did some work.
And that's an excellent song.
Yeah, absolutely. Teddy did Do You Remember the Time with Michael Jackson?
Wow, and that's a classic.
Right, not to mention whatever else Teddy did
and
for Mike.
That video, by the way, was awesome. I mean, it had so many stars in it, and it was just like a movie.
Right. You had Eddie Murphy, Magic Johnson in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guy did their thing, man. One of my favorites by Guy is Tease Me Tonight. The whole first Guy album, you can just let that jump ride from Groove Me to Teddy's Jam.
That
You Can Call Me
was
Crazy.
a good album, Troy.
Yeah, Piece of My Love.
Really, on that, I actually like though. That was an excellent song.
Yeah, I Like was my jump. But what about Goodbye Love?
You can't forget about Goodbye Love.
Right, that was that jump. Even though I hate to leave, girl, every moment of the day brings me tears.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go though. And they brought that out.
They brought it out. They definitely brought that out. So next on the list, we got Tony.
Oh man, one of my favorites too. I love what they brought to the table.
Tony. Yeah. Talk to
your
him,
boy. He was a great producer as well, and inspired. What was it? Raphael?
Raphael Sadiq.
Yeah, he definitely was good as well. And, I'd probably say that my favorite song of theirs is Anniversary. I like that.
Anniversary, that's a hell of a song there.
Yeah.
But Tony brought hits such as Feels Good, I Care, which is a song that I felt like was slept on. That was on the same album with Feels Good. I Care. That was a hell of a song.
Good song.
Whatever You Want.
Yeah, that's a good one too, Troy.
Right, Just Me and You.
Yeah, that was on one of our movie soundtracks, right?
Yes, Boys in the Hood. Just
Yeah.
Me and You. That was one of the best songs on the Boys in the Hood soundtrack. Then you got Slow Wine, Lay Your Head on My Pillow. It Never
Wow.
Rains in Southern California.
That's now you look, you bringing all the classics out. You look, they starting to compare up to the other groups.
Yeah, they are. Tony. I mean, they got a strong, you know what I mean? They got a strong shot at being the best group on the list, you feel me?
They really do.
Yeah, Lay Your Head on My Pillow. It Never Rains in Southern
Those are
California.
classics.
Yeah, Anniversary, as you had mentioned. If I Had No Loot, Blues. So, yeah, I mean, what do you think about the Tonys, Lee?
I like the Tonys.
I like them
Uh,
too.
and you know that's timeless music.
Absolutely. Now, you know what? You know, on that, It Feels Good. You know, the
Uh-huh.
guy that was rapping and said, uh, he worked it out and then they worked it in. Tony has done it again. They say that's Mo Preem, Tupac brother.
Oh, really? Oh
Yeah,
man. Now see, that's bridging that gap between hip hop and R&B.
absolutely. And you know, them boys from Oakland and Pac was living in Oakland at the time. So I assume Mo Preem was living in Oakland too. You feel me? So the Tonys brought a lot to the R&B game at that time.
They really did.
Yeah. So next on the list, we got Boys to Men, who brought you such hits as Motown Philly, Please Don't Go, Ooh Ah, It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday, End of the Road, One Sweet Day, and I'll Make Love to You, and many more. What you got to say about Boys to Men, Lily?
Boys to Men.
ABC, BBD?
Man, you know what about Boys to Men?
What's that?
Their harmony was so great. And
Yeah.
I really like that I'll Make Love to You. And I like the what's that other one I like? I like
One Sweet Day?
yeah, One Sweet Day was a good one too.
Yeah. Bending Knees?
Bending Knee was a good one. Cause you could feel that soulness.
You can feel it.
Yeah. So
Them boys can get down a cappella with no
they
music.
could.
Yeah.
They could.
So when a group can sing a cappella, they the truth. You dig? Because
Yeah, because
Not
they
even-
don't need nothing.
not needing any music to make their mark.
Yep.
Yeah, so you gotta respect it. So next on the list, Lily, we got H-Time, who brought you such hits as Knocking the Boots, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Part-Time Lover, which was on Above the Rim soundtrack, which was one of probably my favorite soundtrack of all time.
That was a good soundtrack.
Yeah,
They had my boy Tupac on there.
Yeah,
Pain.
right. Yeah, now that's my favorite Tupac song, Pain. I
Yep.
couldn't help but notice your pain. Yeah, but anyway, you got Part-Time Lover, Emotions, Backseat, Jezebel, Lick You Up, Sex Bowl, and Endo Love.
Now I think a lot of people slip on that Emotions. They could sing.
Yeah, H-Time could sing. You know, R.I.P. Dino, man. He was one of the lead singers of H-Time.
He was good too. He
was great. And when H-Time jumped on the scene, of course they from Houston, H-Time, you did. So when they first came on the scene, they jumped on the scene with Lou Records. Shout out to Lou, Uncle Lou Skywalker.
Uncle Luke.
Yeah.
And
So,
you know what? Uncle Luke was a great innovator in the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
he definitely, they made their mark by coming in with Uncle Luke.
They definitely did. That helped them boys get in the dough. That's half the battle won with Uncle Luke behind you back in them days. So Lily, is there any favorite songs you have by H-Time?
I like that. I like Emotions, but I like Knocking the Boots.
I like Knocking the Boots. I like all them Johns. I like
Yeah, they're all good. Emotions was good though. I really do like that one.
Yeah, Emotions was good. Emotions make you cry sometimes. That was real. So I like A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
That's a good one.
which is a remake. I like Part Time Lover, Emotions, Backseat.
And now that you mentioned it, that Thin Line was part of a movie as well.
Yeah,
Shout out Martin Lawrence.
the Thin Line actually came from the Thin Line movie, which featured Martin Lawrence, Bobby Brown, Regina King, and
And the lead lady was
she
what's
was
her name?
she was on Greenleaf. I can't think of her name.
I'll think of it here in a minute. Wow, what is her name? Uh,
I can't think of her name, but I can see her face, and everybody know who we talking about. If you're familiar with the movie Thin Line featuring Martin Lawrence and Bobby Brown, you know the lady we talking about. No disrespect to the
yeah,
woman, you know what I
it
mean?
was Lynn Whitfield.
Lynn Whitfield. There you
Lynn
go.
Whitfield. There we go.
Leland.
And
Yeah.
we done mentioned Bobby Brown again. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
New Edition's still coming out.
New Edition
you
still
can't hide them.
Right. New Edition still coming up. New Edition members still coming up later on down the list. You feel me?
Yeah.
So last but not least on this in the list of groups, we have Mint Condition with the lead singer Stokely, which is a hell of a singer. He's a hell of a singer.
Man.
So Mint Condition brought you such hits as Pretty Brown Eyes or Breaking My Heart. You Send Me Swinging.
Wow. Those are good ones.
Great ones. What Kind of Man Would I Be? Nothing Left to Say. Someone to Love. And Forever in Your Eyes. What you got to say about Mint Condition, Lily?
Man, I love Mint Condition.
I love Mint Condition too. I love that music
Breaking My
too.
Heart is a classic. And Pretty Brown Eyes, beautiful song.
Absolutely.
Like you said, You Send Me Swinging was good too. They had versatility is what I liked about Mint Condition.
Right.
Very versatile group.
Absolutely. Let me say this though. Out of all the groups we mentioned, Mint Condition and Tony used live music.
They did. And that's the beauty of that.
Right, in a lot of their songs, you feel me? So we can't let that go unnoticed, because a lot of people are not able to do that these days.
Nope, yeah. and they did it with swag too.
They did it with swag. But that Pretty Brown Eye, I remember them boys jumping out on the scene. I would say it was about 91 or something with that Pretty Brown Eyes and You Send Me Swinging. But Mint Condition is probably the most underrated group on the list.
I would say that. A lot of people don't give them their props, and they should.
Right. I would say the same thing too. Now, we did mention BBD, right?
We did.
Yeah, so leave a comment in the comments and let us know who you think is the best group of all time from male 80s and 90s R&B groups.
Now they may want to make an argument for Jagged Edge though. What you think?
Yeah, Jagged Edge. You know what? Since you mentioned that, Lily, yeah, Jagged Edge is on there, and I got another group I want to give an honorable mention to. But go ahead with Jagged Edge, Lily.
Jagged Edge has some good ones. I mean, He Can't Love You. I Promise.
Yeah.
Let's Get Married. They had a good run.
They had a great run. Yeah, Let's Get Married. The remix featured Run from Run DMC. He was Reverend Run by then.
Reverend Run then.
Right.
And what was that honorable mention you was gonna make?
My honorable mention would be The Barge. The Barge was in the 80s, not the 90s, but The Barge gave us such great hits with Love Me in a Special Way, All This Love Is Waiting for You, I Like. Yeah, The Barge, I mean, we definitely cannot leave them out, I know we said male R&B groups. The Barge had one female in the group, Bunny, which was their sister. But yeah, The Barge, if you're not up on The Barge, research their music. The Barge brought hella hits back in the day.
Yeah, they did. They sure did.
Absolutely. So we covered Jodeci, New Edition, BBD, Guy, Tony, Boys to Men, H-Time, and mint condition. Anything you want to add, Lily, before we wrap it up?
No, Troy, I think you did an excellent job bringing that out, and I
Thank you.
think I think an argument can be made for all these groups.
Yeah, an argument can be made for all these groups. So listen, we're not ranking them in any particular order by the way we mentioned them, but I would have to say Guy with Teddy Riley, Aaron Hall, and Damien. Damon or Damien, Aaron Hall's brother, possibly is my favorite group. Now let me cover Guy one more time before we go.
Okay.
Guy brought us hits like Groove Me, Teddy's Jam, You Can Call Me Crazy, Piece of My Love, I Like, Spend the Night, Goodbye Love, Let's Chill, Fantasy. Yeah, so yeah, that about wraps it up, y'all. We just wanted to give respect due to the male R&B groups from the 80s and 90s. And you know what? Hey man, shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll be among the stars. You did. And Lily, guess what? Lily, guess what?
Guess what? What? What's up?
Girl, you should have known by now. Reezy does it.
All right.